Team coverage now turning to Local 10's Janine Stanwood.
She has been anchoring gavel-to-gavel coverage online since the very beginning. She is joining us now with a legal analysis with what happened in court today. And Janine, we all saw it. That was fiery. Wow.
That was fiery. I'm joined by Eric Schwartzreich, a veteran criminal defense attorney. We were all caught off guard when that happened. The question that I have for you is, for those of us who are not in the courtroom all the time, does the defense, or any lawyer for that matter, have an obligation to tell the judge in the morning, hey, judge, this is who I plan to call? Because it doesn't seem like that happened.
So surprise, 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 right? The defense had a surprise party, and on the guest list was not the state nor the judge. So the judge was, quite frankly, she was upset. So do they have a legal obligation? Do they have to tell the state? Do they have to tell the judge? No. I mean, a lot of this in the courtroom, I mean, this is about death, this case. Life or death. It was strategy. Now, it wasn't professional, and the judge certainly did not like it. You could see that it angered the judge. It made Ms. McNeil from the defense, and she was on the defensive with the judge. You saw that testy exchange. They've been in that courtroom together, you know, the prosecution and the defense arguing this case now for months and months. So we see this a lot in the courtroom. It gets testy. Certainly, it could have been handled in a more professional way, but it wasn't unethical, and it was strategic, and I understand why the defense might want to do that.
Well, that is the next question. Why would the defense do that? Because it seemed like they were going to call Nicholas Cruz's brother, Zachary Cruz. That could have been a good defendant or a good witness for the defense. So what was the strategy there? Why would they rest their case now after all of this?
Every time they were making their point, and the defense just needs one juror that they can convince for life. Mr. Satz for the state kept getting up and bringing it back. Did you know that the defendant did this, that he did these searches? Did you know that the defendant went to the school? So every time that they were scoring points, the state would get up there and they would score a basket and they would score points. So it effectively shut that down. It stopped the state's momentum. And what more can the defense do? They showed this case. It's about their theory is a polluted womb. The defendant couldn't have done anything else. And like they're in that courtroom, Janine. You and I aren't. We're not seeing these jurors.
Right.
They can read the tea leaves, and like they can also know like when the jurors have had enough. And I don't really know from a strategic point how much more could they have put on. They got their point, and is this a mitigator? And is this going to save Nicholas Cruz or the defendant?
Well, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to save his life. They want at least one person in that jury box to show a little mercy. They had these expert witnesses who said exactly what you said. He was poisoned in the womb, and because of that, that may offer an explanation as to what he did. Every time the defense tried to offer these witnesses, then, of course, on closing, Mike Satz, the state would then come back with a cross-examination that was usually pretty damning.
The defense was doing a great job and they were scoring their points, but it was masterful by the state because every time they would do that, and if they would get some momentum, the state would get up there and go back and take it back to the shooting, take it back to the school as to what happened. And the state and the defense probably wanted to cut them off at their knees there, and that is another reason to do this. And they were off guard. I mean, if you saw the state was scrambling a little bit in the courtroom after this decision.
One quick question that Christina had alluded to when we saw the defendant, when we saw Nicholas Cruz, and he was basically agreeing to the fact that, okay, no more witnesses are going to be called. I agree. I understand that this is what's happening. Can you explain why he does that and why that's now in the record?
So, you know, the state, when they say they care about the constitutional rights, I mean, be careful of prosecutors bringing gifts. What they really care about is getting death in this case and stopping an appeal. So when they ask these questions, they colloquy. More simple, judge, ask the defendant to make sure that he knows he has a right to testify. Ask the defendant to make sure that it's his decision. He's consulted with his lawyers not to call these witnesses, to try and preclude him from coming back on appeal if he were to get death and complain. Because, you know, they always complain about the lawyers when things go wrong. So the state's trying to stop that from happening.
So that he doesn't come back and appeal and say, my lawyers didn't do what they were supposed to do for me.
If he gets death, he's still going to come back and appeal, but, you know, they're going to try and, like, make a record. So when an appellate court looks at it, you know, he agreed to it, he acquiesced. That's the plan. That's what they're trying to do.
Eric Schwartzreich, thank you so much for breaking all of this down for us. Christy Janice, we will send it back to you. But, of course, as you know, as Christina said, Monday, 1:30, that's when court gets back into session.